Earlier in your testimony, Miss Minnie, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Minnie, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Minnie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. Look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use this winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor, which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Minnie, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off the baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Innie Minnie. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. She was in the channeling chamber.
Take that!
Miss Minnie was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Minnie was at the scene of the crime. Order. That's... Mr. Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that's correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Innie Minnie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was she hiding? Right here.
Take that!
Miss Minnie was hiding here. Ow. If you're going to tell a joke, at least make it a laugh one. Ha! Go home, boy. Well, that's where she was hiding. The space behind the folding screen. Ugh, looks like... Fine then, okay, you want me to be more behind it. Great.
Take that!
Here, of course. But behind the folding screen? Ah, don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen. See? You stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it all on me, slimeball. Now, Miss Minnie, one so young as you shouldn't be saying. Shut it, Gramps, as if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst, guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this.
Take that!
Miss Minnie, how were you able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That's a tiny little box. No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Autumn disproved you when she was hiding from it and me.
Objection!
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. Except it has a bullet in it. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box is? Yes, I can, with some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime. It's got a bullet hole in it. Take a look at the clothing box. You're so stupid if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have I heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, a clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Minnie, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what you're saying... Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Innie Minnie? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Innie Minnie, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No! Stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all by herself. Correct, it's not possible. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparation, that is. Ow. Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Huff, huff. She's tearing that pretty little hat up. Miss Minnie, you had an accomplice.
Take that!
This person. If it wasn't someone from Kurin Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Minnie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? Ooh. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in the medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. At the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker, and that is when the folding screen was so low to the ground. That is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room? Yes, and a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Minnie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through, which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Who's that? Laughing at the time like this. Ugh. Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry. Are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one putting on a whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's a... Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Innie Minnie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Hey, motive, I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Just as I thought. You bore me with your... Okay, not that one. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? See now, stupid cramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her head persona. However, you see, ouch. Pathetic Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Minnie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Mr. Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. Tisk tisk. So many faults, Mr. Wright. You should really learn your place. But what happened? I thought I had her for sure. See? It's just like I told you. I hope you like your slice of humble pie. Very well. And I'll conclude the cross-examination of Miss Minnie. That's what I was waiting for. Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright? You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it doesn't sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything has happened for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please, if you want to say that you can prove Miss Minnie had a motive then. Why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide a reason? Can I really do this? Sure. That's right, Phoenix, only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Minnie had a motive. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination already ended after all. Interesting. Oh, she finally hit her. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. If Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way! Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a second! Hiccup. And since I have work in the morning, I actually have to get up, so I need to sleep. Let's go! Who's message? Yeah. June 22nd at 12:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, my aunt. There's no way Enid could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. That's terrible. Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Ugh. Looking down on me even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion, and then we'll know who the real winner is. Me! Because I'm amazing. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Can you prove Miss Minnie had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. Minnie and Dr. Ray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Minnie, please testify to the court about your accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted, to ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past. Miss Minnie, if you please. Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... Last year's accident. I have one tomorrow, and then probably one Sunday. But most of tomorrow I'm going to hang out with my cousin. We're going to play video games and celebrate his, he got an internship with NASA. And that was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sister was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped too, so I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. Yep, NASA. My cousin is a smart boy. I like woke up because of a jolt and like it was a sea of flames around me. I like opened the door and like got away. I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk of the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Those were merely rumors, totally baseless gossip. Yes. Ms. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did, in fact, drug Miss Minnie's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, like, that was in May too. Like, the thing with all the patients dying was like May 2nd. And like, our accident was like on the 24th? 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just coincidence? My sister was like totally tired, so that's why, duh. Like, something really bad had happened at like my sister's clinic around that. Yeah, we just talked about that. That was a malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was because the medicines like got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Minnie? Like, no way. Dr. Gray like wanted to blame it on my sister.
Objection!
That incident had nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi Minnie's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Minnie is the one who made the mistake. But like, it really wasn't my sis. Like, the night of the accident, blah blah. She was totally tired, you mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and like, was being investigated like every day. It was like a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True, true. But like, I don't like have a driver's license, you did. This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Minnie. Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyway. I was like totally pooped in a fellow passenger seat. The accident happened at the night, correct? Yeah, like it was like 1 a.m. or so, I think. I had like a paper due like really soon. So like I hadn't slept and was working like really hard. So it was because of the two you were so tired that this accident happened. I like woke up because of the jolt and like a sea of flames around me. And your sister, what happened to her? I didn't see her. The car was like totally black and there was like a ton of smoke. I like totally had like no clue what was going on. I like opened the door and like got away. Please tell us about your escape in more detail. I like kept wanting to forget that time. So like I don't remember things about the accident in like detail anymore. Well, it's alright, no need to push yourself. I think like I gave an interview after the accident. Like that would probably be the most accurate, you know. If it's this article, then I already got it. I like didn't have my license, so like I couldn't take. You did have a license, and that's why you were in the passenger seat. Like yeah, I was like at my college's research lab till like really late, so my sister was like giving me a ride home. I see. Phoenix, yes, you can't do this. You're being too easy on her. All right, yeah. So let's find out. I know what it is. Miss Minnie, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is the photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Minnie? That's right. Yeah, I had, like, a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What? Are you talking about the pervert fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. And how did you know? Ouch! No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like, last November. What? November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What in... That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Minnie did not have a driver's license. Ow! Cry and my whip will accommodate. Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sis would have let me drive. Yeah, don't just stand there, to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip and the pain and the ow. Miss Minnie, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because... I think the situation calls for more detailed testimony, Miss Minnie, if you please. Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry, didn't mean to be mean. Like, around the time I was, like, really close to getting my license, my sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny bright red sports car. She, like, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too. I see. A bright red sports car. Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... So what do you mean by really close? Like, I had one of those permit things. I think that's what they called. Permit? Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is. Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? All she said the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, like, may I continue? No, bitch. My sis was like this totally big fan of cars and like really valued them and blah 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 blah. She valued cars. How much would you say she valued her car? Well, like, she flipped out at, like, a drop of rain. And, like, she would notice if someone, like, touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage? Why did she take such special care of cars? How can you say that? It was like a brand spanking new car. Like, you wouldn't want, like, getting dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright? Well, Miss Minnie, what kind of car was it? She liked, like, just a Wright. It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just got it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK. Were those her boyfriend's initials? It was, like, a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. Guess her love of cars would be an obvious next topic. Really don't know anything about cars, but I had a feeling about to come up. Your Honor, yes, please have the witness amend what she just said to her testimony. You mean the part about it being a special import car? Yes. Well, if you like cars that much, then that's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what my point is either. Miss Minnie, would you please text your testimony? Sure, whatever. This new car was like totally special model from England. I yelled hold it pretty forcefully, but I don't exactly know what I asked about cars. That's for the heck of it. So yes, what am I supposed to pick a topic of? Let's start with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive and the driver's seat is opposite to the other cars here in the state. Okay, got it. It would seem there is no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing, it's kind of goofy, isn't it? What do you know? That sleek shape, the wild would start smooth and drop feeling. Oh, she's... Yep, it's Mimi. Forgive me. Her personality really changed the drop of the hat. Interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real countries behind the case. Miss Minnie, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side of this passenger seat, the left or the right? Well, it's the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side. That would be if it were an American car. But it would be opposite in a British car. Opposite. The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. What do you mean by this? Miss Minnie, you said that you had escaped using the right side door of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Order in the court. Order. Fuck. Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Enid said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Minnie. That is what Enid said, yes, but that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, Looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we all connect the dots, there's only one. This can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Eenie or Meanie? Who's really driving that night? It was Mimi. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Minnie. After all, that makes her the only person who can legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Meanie Minnie, was the one in the driver's seat, which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is... Mimi Minnie. That is your real name.
Objection!
Of all the fool's dribble, then how do you explain her appearance? This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for a purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctor at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No! But Minnie, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought, however, that was not the case. The body they found at the crash site. That was the body of the real Eenie Meenie. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Minnie? I was right! I was right. That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eenie Meenie. Her sister, Mimi, then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Minnie from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Minnie. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Minnie was still in fact alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray. Is that what you're saying? Yes, before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Eenie, why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right, I admit it, my real name is Mimi Minnie. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close, but why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister? I think I understand why. Mimi Minnie wanted her old self to disappear because of this. That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Minnie. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Minnie had a car accident in which she lost her young sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all, the only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident, her sister, and even her own face. That was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of channeling Mumbo Jumbo. Mumbo Jumbo? Becoming Eenie has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult. I hate it all. Excuse me. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as, why did Miss Meanie choose to go such a complicated plan? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. That this preposterous, I'm perfect, me, Franziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be a broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. And one more for good measure. Oh. Phoenix, hang in there, Phoenix. Phoenix, this court is a fraud, a sham. No, you are. Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness, so I'll go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty. And the next trial will be Miss Morgan Fay. That is all. This court is adjourned. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court. Congratulations, Maya. Sis. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis? In my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent. Yes.
Here for a second. It's like, you know I don't do laundry very often.
Yeah.
This is why.
It's like my work things.
I'm so very close.
I was inside that clothing box, right? That box, that was the box he used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean... I have no sound. I think I heard my sound. There we go. I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Minnie had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know, but I really don't want something like this ever to happen again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister and now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Mimi Minnie with a plan like that? I don't understand it, Nick. Alright, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. Reason Morgan helped Mimi.
Take that!
Early? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Korean village. And that person will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear, and what would happen then? The Branch family, my aunt... No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearls. Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. Oh dear. Date and time unknown. Detention center, solitary confinement, cell 13. My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Crane, dear child. I sacrificed all for you. I hope that brainless nurse carried out her murder and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless Maine family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. Hey. Big trap. Well, we're not gonna do that tonight. But, okay, we got through this one. It was good. I like this one. Confusing as fuck at the beginning, though. It gets easier. Sometimes I had the whole concept right. That's the good part. I understood that it was Mimi, it wasn't her, and I got all the parts, and I watched too many horror movies with faces getting exchanged, apparently, that I was like immediately like, it's gotta be that. But it's very confusing. Again, I don't like cheating, but sometimes especially this game with the having to like get through everything to get back to where I was, which is really fucking annoying. But I wish they had face off. I wish they had fixed that for the Switch variety of this game, but whatever. But yes, we're getting somewhere, and we beat stupid Von Karma prodigy lady with the whip. Why is she not getting hit with assault charges? Alright, gonna go now. Bye.